While we have been gone this week, there have been a number of different trailers that have dropped, most notably the exotic weapon trailers. Now, of course, this is probably not going to be all the exotics, but we have 3 we're going to be going over today, starting with Khvostov, which if you remember back in Destiny 1, it was kind of garbage. I mean, let's be real. It had a lot of options, but it never was really that good. So let's take a look. Every 7th bullet ricochets. That's way more than 1 ricochet. How many times did it just ricochet? Okay, so every 7th bullet, and by the way, this is again like in relation to Bungie's obsession with the number 7, but every 7th bullet, the only other weapon I can think of that has like that type of playstyle would be like, what is it, Deterministic Chaos, where you get like the volatile round every so many bullets and the weakened round, right? So Khvostov here, every 7th bullet will eject some sort of ricochet round that seems like it just ricochets and kills everything. I don't know. I mean, again, it's still a primary weapon. Every 7 bullet ricochets. It's still a primary weapon. So we don't know exactly how powerful it's going to be, but it seems deadly accurate. Quicksilver rockets. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We do have Quicksilver with the mini rockets as well. Yeah, that exists in the game. Sure. I didn't think about that. People comparing it to Voltshot, but it's a terrible comparison. Well, you got to keep in mind, guys. I don't see any type of if it's like back at D1. And I'm looking at the bullets here, like, is it going to be a kinetic weapon? I would assume it's going to be a kinetic weapon based on what we experienced back in D1, right? They never give away the whole effect inside of the trailer, though. You're right. Of course, there's probably a lot. And look, that's not even including if there's going to be like an exotic catalyst for it, you know? So yeah, for people comparing it to like Voltshot and stuff, Voltshot dips into, you know, Arc 3.0, just like all those other ones. But whether it's volatile or incandescent and stuff. But this looks good. This looks, we just have to test to see. This is just up against some hobgoblins. We can't really say, you know, how good is it? Depending on the archetype that it's in, though, how much is that ricochet round going to matter in things like PvP? That's the one thing I'm wondering. Like for PvP, you're nailing an enemy, whether it's like a 450 or 600 or something like that. You're nailing an enemy. How much is that ricochet round going to play a role in helping with dropping that time to kill value? And then is it going to play a role in that 1v1 at all? Or is it just going to be a good lead off into the next target? And then like, what's the radius of the ricochet round? That's the other. I mean, these enemies are in close proximity of each other. It is ricocheting a lot. But you know how far can it go? Could it be someone like 15 meters away, 20 meters away and still lands? That I don't think so. That'd actually be pretty wild. But let's slow it down real quick. You see a ricochet right here? Dude, it's immediate though. That is immediate, even in like 0.25 speed right here. So he's hitting this one target, get the 7th. Now, here's the other question. Can you prime it? As in it, before you go into a gunfight, could you shoot 6 shots and then shoot the 7th shot on an actual target and it give you the ricochet round immediately? Could you prime it? You know what I'm saying? Or is it like a target lock effect where you must maintain fire on a single target in order to get that ricochet round? I would assume it's going to work like target lock, but dude, if you could prime this thing, can you imagine like going into a 1v1, prime it to that 7, almost to that 7th shot, boom, boom, get the ricochet round, and you could probably do back-to-back procs then. So back in Destiny 1, let me actually pull up Dim here. So back in D1, Khvostov, I want to say it was a 600. The rate of fire and stuff was different back then. So this was Khvostov, and I don't know if you guys can tell what's going on here. Khvostov was just like this. It really just wasn't good, guys. It had what its main perk was, hey, you get a ton of options, right? You get a ton of options. You could do whatever you want with it. I know my fucking head's in the way. Son of a bitch. Hold on. You had a ton of options here. Maybe I can go to a different page for this. But you had the original Khvostov scope where it was like broken and like shattered. You could swap its other scope, and then you can actually swap its different modes. You could do semi-auto. You could do a burst fire mode. You could do an auto rifle mode. You had things like a boosted stats, rifle barrel for the increase in range, brace frame for the increase in stability. You even had counterbalance there, rangefinder, and you can even swap its archetype. So you can go from a 450 to a 900. Now, this sounds, I know on paper, this sounds amazing. You're probably listening to this and you're like, dude, that's what we want. Can I just say Khvostov was garbage? It essentially was ass in every category. It was in every single, even when you would make different changes to it, whether you're putting in burst fire mode and kept it as a 450 or 900, whatever, no matter what change you would do to Khvostov, it was still a terrible weapon. There was just nothing it excelled at. It is truly the jack of all trades gun. And that's all it was, outside of, the novelty of using it. Now, that's not to say Khvostov here in D2 is going to be garbage. I mean, look no further than Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath back in D1, terrible. We only used it for farming Mongol loops because you would die and the flames would kill the Undying Mind and you could restart the strike over and over. That's literally the only time we use Dragon's Breath. Now Dragon's Breath inside of D2 is arguably the best, it's my opinion, it's the best rocket launcher in the game. I use it really for everything, especially for its total damage, its ignition damage. It's fantastic. If they take that same approach with Khvostov and amp it up similar to how they did with Dragon's Breath, then yeah, I would assume it's going to be really, really good. The question is, can they do that but still give this level of customization? I don't know. Maybe. I find that the more customization Bungie gives like this, the less potent the weapon can be, because it's like it just becomes mid at everything. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, it looks good, man. I'm excited. Again, the other question is, can we prime the shot down to that fifth or sixth shot, enter a gunfight, get the ricochet off? That would be wild. All right, so the next one. Okay, so this weapon is called Microcosm, and it's here at the top, an exotic heavy trace rifle. God, it's such small clips. It's literally, we really can't tell much about it. An exotic heavy trace rifle. Guys, that means for the first time ever, we're going to be able to rock, if you wanted to, 3 trace rifles. You could do a trace rifle in both the top slot, secondary slot, and in the heavy slots if you're crazy enough and if you have a way to navigate around the special ammo economy. The question is, though, amongst the sea of different heavy weapons we have to use when it comes to dealing, like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just gonna have to really pump out some damage. It says right here, its main aspect here, it deals massive bonus damage to shields. Look, this is my thought on Microcosm. Just taking a look here. By the way, what elemental type is this? What is this? Is it arc? Is it all? Hold on. It doesn't look quite arc to me. The hue of it doesn't quite look arc. I don't know, dude. I am torn. I don't really know. And like, you may be watching wondering, Cross, does it matter what the elemental type is? I guess not. But it is curious. It's the Traveler's Beam, but put into a weapon. It kind of does look like that. You know what I'm talking about? The beam that the Traveler used to hit the pyramid ship? It does kind of look like that. You see the crystal in the middle there too. But I mean, I'm seeing like void right here. I mean, that's sprinkling some strand effects in there. I can't really judge off of that. I don't know, guys. I really don't know what this is. I don't think it's arc. It could have some sort of prismatic effect, but I don't necessarily see the crystal changing. If it had an effect where it's like swapping between all the different elemental types, then maybe I would be able to get along with that. I don't know. You can literally see the void, solar, and strand. Yeah, I don't know if that's just enough. I don't know, man. I'm so torn. Maybe so. So y'all's guess is that Microcosm here it has some sort of prismatic effect where it synergizes with all ability types, all elemental types. Is that what I'm getting from y'all? No, it's the Traveler's Beam. They said it in the first Vidoc. Okay, so if it's the Traveler's Beam, what would that be? What would that be in terms of synergizing with what we have? Oh my God, happy 420 Killmore. Maybe it's kinetic. Dude, maybe it is. Maybe we're looking a little too deep right now. Maybe this is a kinetic trace rifle. That's a thought. Obviously, we won't get like the synergy like with our subclasses that we would want, but say it is a kinetic, okay? If it is a kinetic, then, well, now you're in a situation, because Transcendence requires you to build both the light side and the dark side. If it is a kinetic weapon damage contributes to both of those. That's why Bungie actually went out in this past week. They talked about nerfing kinetic damage in comparison to their counterparts. And I know this really just picks up stasis weapons and strand weapons in that kinetic slot. But the point is, kinetic weapons are going to be really, really useful for topping off both of those bars. And if Microcosm is in fact a kinetic trace rifle, then it's going to be able to do that very effectively. And it could also play into why they are nerfing kinetic damage. Maybe it was in preparation for this. As far as like what the damage is here, I mean, dude, there's nothing we can really tell. I can't really tell much. Obviously, the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to compare it to Agriceptor fully amped up with this exotic catalyst, draining my super. In the least, this is going to have to outperform the damage of that, right? My guess is that Microcosm here is either going to be like a phenomenal damage dealing weapon, or it's going to be shite. Like there's literally no in between. And like if Bungie tries to pitch us on, hey, you've got a heavy weapon that can be ad clear with Microcosm, it's just not going to sell for me. That's just my opinion. Also, just don't know how thick these ads are. We don't know at what point this guy started shooting. You know what I mean? How low health was that target, or even what level that target was being hit at. But that's my guess, guys. Either Microcosm's going to be just this hell of a damage dealing trace rifle, bar none the best out there, or it's going to come in quite lackluster. Should look up the meaning of microcosm. Microcosm, it is a noun, an individual or community thought of as a miniature universe or a world in itself. Oh, an individual community thought of as a miniature universe or a word in itself. Oh my God, that makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. You guys getting shit from that? I'm not getting anything from that. I'm not. It's not hitting me right now. We're going to turn the Traveler into a gun. God, that would just be the best gun ever, right? But this is supposed to be the Traveler's beam. So I'm curious how we're supposed to get this thing. Do we just shave off the Traveler's dick? Just stuff it in the trace rifle and call it a day? What kind of quest line would that be? You know? All right. So this is the Still Hunt Exotic Sniper Rifle preview. He shot it multiple times. Did he shoot it multiple times? Yeah. 1, 2. So literally like a golden gun. You literally shoot it like a golden. Now, okay, the questions that come up. First up, let me just point out something. This is about to be the Gambit meta. I know no one really cares about Gambit, but this weapon is about to rule Gambit. Can you imagine stacking up golden gun shots and invading with this every single round? A Titan and Warlock got together and made their hunter friend into a gun. Yes, portable hunter. Oh my God, these are fantastic. Celestial Nighthawk, finally a worthy opponent. Dude, that's actually... Is this going to synergize at all? Surely not. Is this going to have any type of synergy with Celestial Nighthawk? Surely this is a standalone weapon. There's no way you're going to be able to get a super shot or get whatever Still Hunt exotic perk to proc, and then you pop your golden gun and do a single super shot. Why not though? I mean, look, I would be down. I'm not against it. I just mean that sounds crazy that it could synergize literally with your... I mean, guys, you know what that means, right? You would be able to do... Can you imagine damage phase? This is literally damage phase in the final shape for every hunter. If that actually works, pop a golden gun, Celestial Nighthawk. Pop your sniper, Celestial Nighthawk Super Shot Sniper. Swap to Lucky Pants, Warden's Law. No one will be able to touch that DPS. Like literally nobody. I will literally request for 5 hunters to be on my team day 1 for the raid, if that is the case. If this somehow synergizes with Celestial Nighthawk, I need 5 hunters, Celestial Nighthawks, this sniper rifle, Lucky Pants swap off, GG, no re-witness, no re. And I guess it's a sniper rifle. Is it crits or is it actual kills? So he gets a crit right here. These are kills. Okay. So based on the footage here, if it requires you to actually get precision kills, I mean, it's not like you can't get this easily going into a damage phase, but like as far as like the damage phase itself, you'll just get the one shot. I mean, dude, that's still going to be really, really good. It just depends. It depends. Do we know what slot this is going to be in, guys? What do we see him holding? Is he holding anything else? There's nothing in the UI. Can we get a poll in the stream right now? Do we think this is going to be in the special slot or the heavy slot? I'm assuming it's not going to be in the kinetic slot since it's probably going to be a solar weapon, huh? And then the other side of things is, do you really think the damage is going to match that of Golden Gun? Like, do you think the damage here from this sniper rifle is going to be a 1-to-1 or close to a 1-to-1 of a Golden Gun shot? That sounds insane. What's the buildup for that? Like, what's even required to even get that going? I'd say it's a special. They would specify if it was a heavy. Oh, that is true. That is true. In the previous trailer for Microcosm, they specifically said heavy. There's nothing here saying that. So if this thing is in the special slot and it gives us a Golden Gun readily available from landing precision kills. Oh my God. Can you imagine? You pop this, you do your Golden Gun shot, you pop your Celestial Nighthawk. This is us coping here that this is all going to work together. But you pop your Celestial Golden Gun shot, do your Golden Gun shot, pop your sniper rifle, do your Golden Gun shot, then literally swap over to your Edge Transit and ammo dump. Who is going to touch that damage? Who is going to touch it? Now, the other side of things is, hold on. Let me take this back. Let me rewind this. It's not like we can't use this sniper rifle in other classes. This is just us speculating whether or not Celestial Nighthawk here would synergize. If somehow it magically does, no one's going to be able to touch it. No one is going to be able to touch this DPS. Cloud Strike has competition now. Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, I would say that this could potentially outclass Cloud Strike. 83% of you are saying it's a special weapon. Okay. All right. Fair enough, guys. Fair enough. I'm with you on it. Cross, you could Path the Burning Steps. Yeah, I know, guys. Look, there's a lot of exotics we could possibly synergize here. But keep in mind, if it can work with Celestial Nighthawk and have some weird funky synergy, it don't matter. Like Izanagi, goodbye. Cloud Strike, goodbye. If it has that level of synergy, the amount of DPS you're going to be able to output is going to be insane. Obviously, from a sniper rifle comparison, Whisper is the better sniper. Izanagi is the better sniper. I'm just saying in terms of burst DPS, if you can go into a damage encounter with this sniper rifle fully amped with a Golden Gun shot to spit. And then the other side of things is, how's this going to work in PvP? I think in Gambit, it's gonna rule Gambit. And I know there's probably like 2 of you that play Gambit. We've actually been playing a lot of Gambit here lately for the clan bounties. But can you imagine popping this and then invading? You won't have to land crits. Most likely. Maybe you will. It depends on how much damage. But if you don't have to land crits and you can immediately invade with this for Gambits, that's 3 kills. That's pretty much 3 guaranteed kills. There's going to be some crazy clips getting hit with this. It's going to burn your super like Agriceptor. Don't cope too much. Oh, wow. So you believe that this sniper rifle is going to burn your super? Then what's the point? If it burns your super, that literally makes no sense. What would be then you would just pop your super. On top of that, you power it up by, I guess, getting kills. Charge up power to fire Golden Gun shots. Specifies kills. We'll know. I guess we'll know in the final shape, guys. My guess is this. If it in fact doesn't burn your super, which I don't believe it will, and it works with Celestial Nighthawk somehow magically, then this is about to be literally the best DPS in the game. It's about to clear everything. Nothing will be able to touch this. If it comes out and it consumes your super, that immediately kills it. The other side of things is, how many kills is it going to require? Because with the special ammo economy inside of PvP, are we going to be able to get this to even proc inside of PvP? But it depends on how many kills is going to be required to get to this point. It may be something. I mean, look, if you're just popping off with a sniper rifle, then perhaps. Can we get a poll right now? Out of the 3 exotics that were shown today, which one are you the most hyped for? The sniper, the trace rifle, or dear old Khvostov? I'm torn. I like the trace rifle a lot because it's just so intriguing to me, considering like it's like the traveler's theme, right? But in terms of just like what could potentially be the most lethal thing, both in PvE and in PvP, I think that still an exotic sniper rifle could be it. This one looks the best to me. Yeah. And then look, that's not to take away from Khvostov, right? I mean, I'm excited about Khvostov. There's just questions on the Khvostov run. It's like, can I prime to that 7th shot to then get the ricochet, things like that. Oh, when the gun is in power, when he's aiming down sight, you see how many shots he has. You talking about the bullet there? So what, he's got 2 shots left? You're right. So before he pops the Golden Gun, when he's just normally aiming down sights, there's no bullet there. And then when he has a super shot, you actually see him. So he shoots it once and it looks like he's got 2 more shots left. So is it 3 or did he shoot a second time there? Is it in fact 4? I don't know, man. I don't know. But a cool little little aesthetic there. That's pretty nice. All right, the sniper rifle is 68%. Yeah, it does look really, really juice. My guess is that it's going to be, if it gets synergized with the things that we hope it gets synergized with, this is going to be a powerhouse of an exotic. And if Microcosm, I mean, Bungie's truly trying to go the approach of giving us this super powerful heavy weapon. I mean, look at Winter's Bite when it first came out. When Winter's Bite first came out, it was the most powerful thing in the, I mean, the damage it put out was insane. We were just poking everything to death. And like, we've done a few builds since then, and it looks powerful, but it's nowhere near as powerful as it was week 1. It was so powerful, Bungie had to nerf it within, I don't know, was it the first week and a half that it came out? So Microcosm, depending on how Bungie rolls it out, could be extremely powerful, or it could just be, you know, they could go the deterministic chaos route and be extremely lackluster. But I'm still torn on what the elemental type is here. Someone brought up a great suggestion. They think that it's a kinetic weapon, and it could be. And this could actually point to why Bungie nerfed some of the kinetic, or nerfed or kinetic damage in the game, whether justifiable or not. And I know this also picks up strand and stasis weapons, but we'll see.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.